Good morning, everybody. We're going to be walking downtown Gatlinburg just a little bit this morning, not really doing anything specific, just going to show you around town a little bit, going to a couple of shops, and then we're going to head on over to Dollywood later. In fact, we're doing something that we don't normally do, and that's we're going to be up here consecutive weekends. This is a Dollywood weekend. Next week I'm coming back to do a hike for my birthday, and we're probably going to go back to Dollywood for a little bit on Saturday. So don't usually come back-to-back weekends, but we're going to do that this time. So we're going to walk around town just a little bit now and show you around. Now we are parked here on River Road down along the river, and that's where you can find the best free parking in town, but you got to get here early or come in the afternoon to get a space. Maybe when somebody's tired and leaving and want to go back to the room. Otherwise, you want to get here early. We had to drive pretty good ways just to get a parking space. We're down just below Bennett's right now, across from the River Edge Inn. So be aware, you can park for free alongside River Road. You don't want to park where the curb's painted yellow, like right there. That's for trolley stops. But anywhere that it's not painted yellow or it's not otherwise posted, you can park there. Just walking down River Road towards the Mountain Mall, and here's something we've never noticed here in Gatlinburg before. If you go to our San Antonio Riverwalk video, the daytime one, we showed you a bridge that is covered with thousands of padlocks, and that's where couples place a lock on the bridge to supposedly lock their love. And we did not ever notice it. We walked by this bridge, goodness, countless times. I don't know if that's, I started to say something new, but some of these look like they've been on there a long time. So we obviously just have not ever noticed this before. Anyway. Okay, we're kind of down below now the Mellow Mushroom, and there's the Space Needle. Again, just a beautiful walk here along the creek. People out trout fishing this morning. There are some good trout in these waters. So, looks like a husband and wife and 4 kids out having a wholesome family activity this morning, just trying to catch some fish. Okay, folks, I see some good-sized trout down in there. I don't know if you're seeing this on the camera. I'm seeing 4 or 5 good-sized trout. Hey, you can see a lot of trout right here. Huh? Alright, there's several trout right in this area. This gentleman here in the blue, he's got couple.
Right over here behind.
Folks, there's a nice one right there above her head. I don't know if you can see that or not, about where that bobber's at. There's a nice one right there. There, he just surfaced.
Oh my God.
That one on top of the water there, he's a good size. Well, I've looked down off the bridges and seen trout in here before, but that's by far the most I've ever seen. Folks, I'm seeing about 50 trout right now, probably. In that deep section, I'm seeing at least 50. And there, we got the chairlift going up to the Sky Bridge, and you can barely see the Sky Bridge from this angle. It's in behind the trees there, but I do see a couple people walking across it, but you have to be in town a little bit higher to actually have a better view of the Sky Bridge. You can barely see it through those trees right there. Several more trout down in there. I hope the camera's getting these. Just making our way down to the Mountain Mall, almost there. Here's the Edgewater, or I'm sorry, River Terrace. There's the Edgewater behind us. Edgewater at the aquarium. So we're getting ready to go in the Mountain Mall a little bit. She likes that makeup store up there next to, is that next to the Pepper Palace, ain't it?
I think so, yeah.
She likes that makeup store, so we usually have to go in there for a couple hours every trip.
We ain't in there that long.
Like I said earlier, free parking in Gatlinburg is hard to find. This is probably one of your more economical ones if you only know you're going to be up maybe 2 or 3 hours. Because a lot of these lots charging $10, sometimes even $20.
Yeah.
But right there's $2 an hour. And when it says no all-day rate, I'm assuming that means if you're up here 10 hours and you're going to pay, that's still $20. Some lots are charging that whether you're here an hour or not. So that might be an option to look at. It's right here behind Tom and Earl's Grill here on the back street. But that's probably one of your more reasonable options if you can't find free parking on River Road. Now here's something right here at the Mountain Mall back entrance that we've never noticed before. But that's been there a day or two. But I've actually never noticed that before.
I hadn't either.
So we're down here by the aquarium now in Mountain Mall. And we're going to circle around. I'll show you the outside of it. And then we're going to go in for a little bit. Alright, we are here at the Mountain Mall, and again, I can't turn my back on her for a minute. She's found her, he kind of looks a little like a bear. That's a lazy looking bear.
He looks lazy, yeah.
I don't believe he does much of anything. So we're down here at the corner in Gatlinburg. There's Aunt Mahelia's Candies. That has been here as long as I can remember, and I've been coming to Gatlinburg since I was about 2, so that tells you anything. So looking up the street here. It's starting to get busy, not too bad yet. Not a lot of traffic yet. Sometimes traffic is at a standstill through here, but and on the spot here at the corner of Mountain Mall used to be the Ogle store, which was the first store in Gatlinburg. And I can't see a thing through this screen. The sun's hitting it, so I hope that's showing that. Alright, so here's the candy store. They got all kinds of goodies in there. They got fudge, divinity, peanut brittle, and lots more. Stick candy, hard candy, caramel apples. They got some peanut brittle there. And inside here, the rhythm section. 9D virtual reality experience. Here on the next level is the Mountain Mall directory. It tells you what stores are here on each level. Also, that New York pizza and pasta, we've heard good things about it. Haven't tried it. If you have eaten there, let us know in the comments. I'm just scrolling down. I don't even remember all the shops that are here. I know there's Pepper Palace and their makeup shop. There's a sports store. There's a nostalgia store that I really like. Now, I want to tell you all about a little store right here that I really like. You can actually have things custom made, like license plates, shirts even. And the reason I like that store, you've heard us talk about our little Yorkshire Terrier, Pierre, that we used to have, I was really close to. The day he passed away was on a Saturday morning early, and just kind of needed to get out of the house and spend the day somewhere, so we drove up here. We drove up to Gatlinburg, and I went in there, and they're not open yet, but I'll show you a little bit through the window. If you see those photo slates right there, those plaques, they can take a picture, any picture you want, whether it's a mountain scenery or whatever, or a picture of yourself or your family. I gave a picture of Pierre, and they made me a slate out of that with his picture on it. I still have. You can have any writing on it you want. I think you do paid maybe by the letter. And the good part is they messed 3 of them up just by the exposure being a little bit too bright. They finally got the 4th one right, so they gave me all of them. So I've got like 4 of those things for the price of 1. But anyway, you can get handbags made, just anything. Pictures for the wall, license plates, shirts. I really like that little store. Just if you want to personalize something, even phone cases. Whatever you want. And here's an old time photo. Oh, hey. Hey, how you doing this morning?
Take a photo with X, Professor X. I'll make you look like a movie star.
Maybe a little bit later, but you mind being on YouTube?
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, well you will be.
As long as I go viral.
Well, I don't know about that. NC Memory Makers, North Carolina NC Memory Makers.
Okay.
All right.
I'll look you up.
Give me a couple of days.
Thank you, though. Appreciate you.
Here's the Paws and Claws Pet Fashions. Now, they have a lot of things for your pet, clothing, and now our stroller, the wheel just broke off of it, the front wheel. So I have gone on Amazon, ordered another one. I paid, after shipping, handling, and everything, $67 for a new one. You can get them in here for about $200. So I would highly recommend Amazon or eBay. But yeah, actually, I see one in there almost identical to ours, except that's a double wheel. I'm just curious what that one costs. So I just went inside the pet store. I saw the exact stroller that I ordered on eBay. It's just like this one, but instead of a single wheel in the front, it's got a double wheel in the front. That's exactly what I ordered. I didn't see a price on it today. I didn't see any of them priced, but they're usually in the neighborhood of around $150 to $200. I paid $67 for the exact same stroller, so just be aware of that. I mean, if yours breaks all of a sudden like ours did and you're in a bind, you got to have one, you can get it there. But if you can possibly hold off, I'm a tightwad. I'd rather push it around on 2 wheels today than pay that extra.
Well, this is going to be the most walking we're going to be doing
Yeah,
anyway.
So, all right, let's walk on. Here's that New York pizza and pasta. We're going to try that hopefully soon. Won't be this trip, but we are definitely going to try that. So they're not open yet. This thing's been here for a long time. I can remember as a kid we'd go up on the top level up there and throw pennies down into the water. Some people throw nickels, dimes, and quarters, but like I said, I'm a tightwad. Alright, here at the top of the escalator is the Cowboy Way, and in here you can get a good selection of cowboy boots, Western wear. This would look like something you would see in the Fort Worth stockyards, or as locals might say, the stockyards. Or somebody who's near that area, maybe a state over, you know what I'm saying. But out here, this far away, we just say the Fort Worth stockyards to be specific. But that's like something you would see there, isn't it? So, a good Western store there. Alright, so on this level is the dreaded makeup store. That's what she said last time. It seemed like I grew a beard waiting. But here, this is a Shade Mineral Makeup. This is probably her favorite store in the mall. Yeah, that's fine. Just set them there. They'll be alright. And it looks like they got perfumes. I've never set foot in there except to go in there and see if she was still alive. But she heard like it. So a lot of things still not open yet. But the Pepper Palace, they got some really, really great flavors of barbecue sauce, hot sauces, if that's your thing. They've got like a peach barbecue sauce, blackberry, blueberry, key lime. Some of those are really good on ribs or chicken. They used to run a deal if you bought, I don't know, 5 maybe, you got 1 free. I'm not sure if they still do that or what the deal is. But Here's another little souvenir shop on the Mountain Mall just past Pepper Palace. They've got really just a little bit of everything. Looks like some toys, tumblers, blankets. Again, a lot of the stores here haven't opened yet. Looks like jigsaw puzzles. See some t-shirts in there. So that is called the Buy Whiz and the Smokies. Okay, heading up to the next level here. There's a store here I really like. Okay, that was about disastrous.
Okay.
Sports. Yeah, I about fell over you there. She got stuck on the escalator there, and I about went into her. Here's a sporting goods store. So if you, whatever your favorite team is, you can get you some socks, checker games, pictures of stadiums, little football helmets. So whoever your team is. There's my baseball team, go Braves. They're in the middle. They're doing quite well. There's the University of Tennessee. There's my football team. Let me try to block out that one just to the left of that. I try to keep profanity off of these videos, folks, so I don't want to show y'all. I'm just kidding, all you Alabama fans. I'm just going on with you. Here's a store I really like. I love these nostalgia stores. The old metal signs and things like that. In fact, my storage building at home is decorated with how many metal signs and old license plates. Got them all over the wall. Cruising through the pass. Yeah, here we go. So let's look at this real quick. I've never actually paid attention to this. Hey, you see that up there where it says Don Garlett's Drag Race? You know where that's at? You passed it 100 times.
Is that in Darlington?
No, Daddy Don Garlett. Ocala, Florida, right off I-75. We pass it all the time. So, Route 66, retro. Now, right here is a big boy. There used to be some restaurants associated with Big Boy. In our area, there were Shoney's. There was also a Frisch's. If that guy's still watching, wants to correct me. There was a Frisch's Big Boy in some places in the country. I can remember in Virginia years ago eating a Bob's Big Boy, going up towards Washington, D.C. So, I was going to record in here, but I can already tell you now I hear music playing. Once I get in there, the music is going to be loud. But there's metal signs of all your old gas stations, like Texaco, Sinclair, Gulf.
They got a lot of nice retro
They do.
stuff.
Shell, Marathon. Some of them are still around. There's an old Gulf. Oh, look at that old gas pump. Old Gulf gas pump there. Gulf's coming back. We have a couple of Gulf stations now around. Amoco's coming back too. Hadn't seen Amoco in years. They're coming back. Here is a Sinclair gas pump. Just a lot of neat old stuff. Here's a Chevron mirror. I'd like to have that. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something else. I'm going to stand out here and record them and try to zoom up. But you see those neon clocks on the wall over there? They light up at night. There's Ford, Chevrolet. There's a lot more. Peterbilt, Cummins. There's gas station ones. Those are $89.95. I'd price those other places for a lot more than that. That's actually, in my opinion, I'm not saying you can't get them anywhere cheaper, but I've seen them a lot higher. So if you're in the mood for, or in the market for something like that, might be a place to look at. There's a Steak and Shake. I'm just going to try to talk over this real quick. Yeah, Steak and Shake clock. I like that. Look at all these Sinclair, Sunoco, Gulf again, STP. Love stores like this, folks. I love them. Look at these old vintage signs here. And I see another one for my building. I like that old Chevron, old truck. Here's some old signs. Look at that Ford truck there. We just saw one of those. Check out our McLeod Farms video from Memorial Day weekend there in South Carolina. They actually had an old Ford truck. like that inside the museum there. Look at all these neon clocks, folks. I'm not even getting them all. Camaro, Corvette, Pontiac, Mopar, Jeep, bunch of them. So Shaughnessy asked me if they have a Dodge Charger, because that's what she drives, and I told her they did. She looks at it and says it needs to be blue.
Because mine's blue.
Yeah, we call hers the Blue Princess.
Yes.
So, alright, now I got a break without music. I'm sure it won't be a long one. So let me walk through here real quick. Yeah. Oh, I like that old Indian motorcycle there. Look at that scenery in the back. Like that. Kind of like something you would see on Route 66 in the old towns. There's a Bob's Big Boy right there. Sign for it. So again, a lot of the stores are closed. I did end up getting my Chevron sign there. I really liked it. I love those retro stores. There is another one in town called Buckboard 2. It's across the street and up a little bit from here. Here's the soft shirt place. Smoky Mountain Tactical. So, okay, so again, he's still closed, but I want to show this store. They've got shirts. It's veteran owned. I like that. Yeah. A couple of stores here we're just going to pass on by. Here's a natural history store. And I ain't sure what that is exactly. Over here and back here, we're the level above Buckboard. Back there's the restrooms if you need to know that. Let's walk over here. Now we're at the top of where I showed you a few minutes ago. So we're looking down. See people throw money in there. Over here is a guitar store. Doug White Guitars. Keyboard. Okay, now he has a sign here posted as well, no baby strollers in store. His is written in a way that's very clear. It's not like right now we're too congested. Y'all remember the little incident we had in Fort Worth where that sign was misleading. This one's not, and this is understandable. Some of my guitars sit very close to the floor. He doesn't want anybody running into them, damaging or children grabbing, hitting them. So it's posted there, you know, really clear, valid reason, perfectly understandable. So, all kinds of guitars there. Banjo. Always wanted to play a banjo. Now this next store is one I really like to go in. They got a lot of neat stuff. They got some really neat stuff here. The pickled eggs, the pickled sausages, pickled pig's feet, and pickled pig's knuckles. I like the pig's knuckles because there's a lot more meat to them than the feet. Feet's mostly bone, so I like those. Yes, I do eat. I have eaten, and occasionally do eat pig knuckles. Not often. Don't get them often, but I did get some at one of the Amish stores here a while back. The pork hocks is what they're called. This is called Pawpaw's Sweet Tooth. They got some exotic sodas in there. But what I really want to feature here is all the popcorn they got. They got flavors of popcorn that you wouldn't imagine. It's like root beer float, raspberry cheesecake, cotton candy, all kinds of them. So there are all kinds of neat stuff. Cotton candy flavors. Oh, they let us sample stuff too. Try one of the sausages here. It's really good. All kinds of neat stuff.
Yoo-hoo candy bar.
I've never seen that.
I know. That's what I was
A
thinking.
Yoo-hoo candy bar. More flavors of popcorn than you could imagine. Okay, well that concludes the Mountain Mall. Now I have just now put in my camera, the last battery that I'm carrying. Left the rest of them in the room. I wanted to save some for Dollywood, so I only brought 2 uptown. Recorded a lot more in the Mountain Mall than I thought, so I exhausted the battery in there. So, alright, so walking uptown now. I've only got 1 battery left that I brought uptown with me. I left the rest of them in the room, so I'm going to have to be very hit and miss with what I record now. Now over here is a very popular breakfast spot, the Pancake Pantry. And this ain't the first time we've seen it like that. In fact, it's rare that you don't see it like that. Line out the door, people waiting to get in right here by the village. Here is Baskin Square, and up in there there's a couple of neat little shops. There's a jerky store, a mountain wood carver store. And straight back in the back, where those people are walking, you see the New Orleans Sandwich Company. If you want some authentic New Orleans style Cajun Creole cooking, you can get it there. I think the owners are from Louisiana. There's a Bible book store, a couple shops up top too. Here's the Mountain Edge Grill. We ate there not too long ago. You got a buffalo burger. It was decent. Here's one of Chauncey's favorite stores, the Maples Tree. They got some neat little stuff. I'm not really going to record much in here. Just as we go in, let you see a little what they got. A lot of little craft items, wooden artwork. In the back they have quilts. Just a lot of little neat things in here. She likes to come in. Little sleep pants here. Looks like a lot of dog breeds featured on them. Alright, trying to just get a little bit of what they got in here. Trying to be discreet because I don't want to think we're doing this to steal ideas or anything. Just trying to feature what is in here. It's a neat little store to come through. Walk through and just got a lot of neat little items. Alright, here's the Kilwins' famous ice cream, fudge, chocolates. Right next to them is caramel corn. And like over here across the street, that's new. Some things that have been there for years are gone, so they could put that there. And personally, I wish all sauced up was back in the tin roof. I remember years ago the old Acorn knife shop that was there.
I remember that.
Were we coming up here then?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. There was the Acorn and the Acorn Annex. So you got the gift warehouse here, jewelry, that's been here a long time. Treasure Quest Golf, all that's been here for decades. Another famous spot here in Gatlinburg is across the street here at Fanny Farkle's. You can usually smell that place half a mile away. I don't smell it today, but they have the, what is that? Smoked sausage covered, smothered in peppers and onions. Yeah. But I think our son said the cheesesteaks there are pretty good.
Yeah, and I've got the smoked sausage like one time. I'm still full.
Yeah, I would think so. That's usually what you smell from a block away at least. Over there, Bird's famous cookies. They got all kinds of neat flavors of cookies. Key lime, peach. And somebody I know went there and actually ordered chocolate. Like you can't get chocolate cookies at Walmart. Oh, okay. Maybe.
Do you want me to do my accent?
I don't know what accent you're talking about.
Well, that store right there, what do I always say?
No.
Oh.
She does a British accent. Then you'd have to explain why.
The chocolate monkey. And the reason I say it is because we went on a cruise.
And it had nothing to do with chocolate monkey.
I had forgotten what they were doing, but they were shoving marshmallows, and you would say chubby bunny. And whoever had the most marshmallows and didn't spit them out when they said chubby bunny. And I said.
And the lady had a British accent that was doing that. So now every time we go by there, I have to hear chocolate monkey in British.
Monkey.
All right. Sorry, folks. Now over there's the best Italian. They're known for the calzone. And they got a humongous calzone. I remember when that was Brass Lantern, that was like our go-to restaurant in town when the Brass Lantern was there. Yeah, we did. Now, this parking lot here used to be the Riverside Motor Lodge, oldest motel in Gatlinburg, I believe, or maybe the Gatlinburg Inn, between them two. One of them's one and one of them's two. But there's your wood signs. You can have a plaque made with your name, your family. We made one for your grandparents in Minnesota many years ago, in the shape of the state. And just up through here, you got little license plate shops, a couple little snack places. Across over here is Reagan Terrace Mall. And they got the Chicken Hut, another Pepper Palace. Tactical store again. Now that says the original fudge shop, the Smokies. That's different now. That used to be, what was that called? Smoky Mountain Fudge Shop? Used to be? Now it's called the original Fudge Shop. So that's changed. But here you got Stanga's Big Sausages, and they've also got a pizza place up here with big slices of pizza. Stanga's does. Never tried it, but I've heard the Stanga's pizza is really good. Caricatures. There we go. There's where you get you a big piece of pizza. Space Needle also has a place where you get a huge piece of pizza. And there is the Space Needle. That has been here a long time. When our boys was growing up and we were coming up here, we would always tell them that we had just heard on the news the Space Needle had fallen down.
They'd be watching for that as we
Yeah, until after about the third time when they would see it, then they no longer took it seriously. And there's some Brew McCoy fans right there, and that is a Tennessee wide receiver who made some awesome catches last year, most notably the one against Florida right before the first half ended to set Tennessee up for a touchdown. You watch that guy this year. That is an outstanding receiver, Brew McCoy. Glass blowing.
That's been here a long time.
Yes, it has. Jewelry. Here's one of our favorite stores, or one of mine anyway, Jonathan's. I really like some of the shirt selections they have in Jonathan's. They've got books on the Smoky Mountains. Again, I've got to save my battery, so we're just kind of doing a walkthrough now. But if you want like books on the history of the Smokies or picture books showing you things to do here, a lot of other little knickknacks. Really good shirts, like if you're a hiker.
I was going to say, I need to probably see if I need a hiking shirt for next weekend.
Yeah, we are planning a hike next weekend, weather permitting, but we got some good options here. Some really good stuff. And a lot of little other knickknacks as well. So great store. Alright, here's another place. We're not going in there now, but I do want to mention them. Johnny Rockets, good hamburgers, kind of like a retro feel to it. They've always been very accommodating with pet strollers. Every time we've ever been there, they've come on in. I think your dog would have to be enclosed, but they've always been very, in fact, the first time we went, the lady comes up to us and says, "Now, is that a service dog?" I said, "No, ma'am." She goes, "Well, do they provide love for you?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "Then they're service dogs. Come on in."
That's a service they provide.
We're not the type of people that ever try to pass ours off as service dogs, but that's the way she framed it. So I said, okay, works for us, you know. Now, here's the old Smoky Candy Kitchen. That's also a staple here in town. Been there as long as I can remember. I remember going there as a little boy and getting the little plastic cars and vans and trucks that had the saltwater taffy attached to them. So they probably still have those for all I know. Really neat place to get a lot of different varieties of candy. Here is the Gatlinburg Inn, very historic. I do believe the lyrics to this Tennessee State song, can't talk, Rocky Top, were written here.
Yeah, there's a sign or something there. It says so.
Oh, is it up there? Okay.
I think so.
I know it's based on, there is an actual mountain above Cades Cove near Thunderhead Mountain called Rocky Top, and that's actually the inspiration for the song, but the words were written right here in this hotel. It's also the greatest college football fight song in the NCAA, bar none. I don't know what, okay, here we go. There we go, yep, I was right. Written in room 388. The Osborne brothers. Written by a husband and wife team. I did not know that. The Osborne brothers made it famous. And there is the historic Gatlinburg Inn. Chairlift behind, going up to the Sky Bridge, and there is the Sky Bridge. You can see it a lot better now than you could down on River Road. The only time for us the Sky Bridge is really spectacular is in the fall when the colors are just ablaze, really nice then, and at Christmas time when there's a snow cover. 2020 we went up there in the snow over the town. It was a sight to behold. So if you're up here in either of those two times, I wouldn't go up in the summer myself. I'm not trying to tell you not to, but honestly those two times there, fall and winter snowfall, are the times to go up there.
Rudder.
Now, new place there, Carnival Treats. Here's Five Guys. Five Guys got a good burger, a little bit of outside seating if you're needing something like that. Five Guys are pretty much everywhere now, but they are good.
They are.
They give you a massive amount, yes, good French fries, and a massive amount of them. So, here's Airport Road. Looking up that, you can see what used to be the Space Needle Arcade. Now it's just, well, I guess it still is, Arcadia Space Needle. And I remember years ago, if you remember this, leave it in the comments section. Right past that, there was a Lum's restaurant and a Bonanza Steakhouse. And I don't know if Lum's exists anywhere. I think there's only about 8 Bonanzas left anywhere. So, right here, the Park Vista Motel and Mount LeConte in the background. We hiked Mount LeConte a year ago, next weekend. In fact, if y'all have seen the video of that hike, or if you haven't, let me show you something here. There we go. I hiked at Mount LeConte Lodge. So that's it right back there. 6,593 feet elevation. It's more than a mile elevation above what we're standing at right now at about 1,300 feet. So that's a tough hike. No matter which of the 5 trails you take, that's a tough hike. But it's beautiful views. Very rewarding. Bubba Gump Shrimp, the dinosaur. That thing used to be a lot more active than it is now. It used to growl a lot and jump around, you know, kind of, they've toned it down because it scared kids, including ours. So, Hollywood Star Cars. Here's the Gatlinburg's best gift shop. That's their claim anyway. Maybe they are. I'll let you decide that. A lot of shirts. Another old time portraits. Across the street over here, Flapjack's Pancake Cabin. It's been a long time since we've eaten at Flapjack's and never really had any problems there. Just been going to Crockett's or Log Cabin lately. There's where we had our supper last night, Howard's. Right here past Elks Plaza. Now up in Elks Plaza there's another best Italian restaurant. A lot of people say that one's better than the one in town. I don't know. We do need to try it. I have not tried it. We've got YouTube friends that have tried it. But I can't compare the two because we haven't been to it yet. Now I see this Ober Mountain sign up here. That is new since we've been here. I don't like it, to be honest with you. I'm used to seeing that saying Ober Gatlinburg. I'm used to the old sign. I don't like change a whole lot, to be honest with you. Especially when it's something I remember from a long time ago. But that change happens, folks. Up there where you see the water wheel, that's Calhoun's. We ate there back in March. Really good ribs. Known for their ribs. Their prime rib is really good. And again, there's Howard's where we ate last night. So we're going to get on over to Dollywood. We're going to cut down this street here. We'll finish this walkthrough tonight after Dollywood, but get some of the pretty flowers here.